Welcome to the Road to Hana, a legendary 64-mile journey with more than 600 curves and over 50 one-lane bridges. It's known for its beautiful waterfalls, stunning beaches, and jungle scenery along the way. And if you continue past Hana into Haleakala National Park, the adventure gets even better. It's one of the most iconic drives in the world, and a road trip that truly rewards the well-prepared. If you don't plan it right, it can also be an exhausting, overwhelming day where you run out of daylight before you run out of road. In this video, I'm going to break down everything you need to know before you go, the best stops in order, complete with mile markers, plus driving tips that'll make your day easier. Let's hit the road. Before we talk about the stops, let's talk logistics, because this is where most people go wrong. The road to Hana starts in Kahului and officially ends in the town of Hana, but the drive itself, with the stops, will take you all day. Plan for a full 8 to 10 hours if you want to do it right. Try to be on the road by 7 a.m. at the latest. The road gets congested as the morning goes on. Fuel up in Kahului or Piʻilani before you leave. There's a gas station in Hana, but prices out there are significantly higher than what you'll pay in town, so fill up before you go. Bring snacks and water, and wear comfortable shoes you don't mind getting wet. One more thing, road etiquette. If someone comes up behind you moving faster, go ahead and pull over and let them pass. Residents use this road every single day to commute, and they're not out here sightseeing like we are. If all that sounds like a lot to manage on your own, there is another option worth considering, a guided tour. You get to sit back, enjoy the scenery, and let someone else handle the driving. We went out with Aloha Pixabus and had a great experience. They'll take you to some amazing stops including Waterfalls and the Black Sand Beach. The full day tour even included lunch in Hana. I'll leave a link below with our discount code if you want to check it out. Let's get to the good stuff, our favorite stops along the road to Hana. Your first major stop comes up quick. Mile marker 2, Twin Falls. This is one of the most accessible waterfall experiences on the entire road, and it's a great way to ease into the day. Parking is $10 per car, and one thing worth mentioning, Twin Falls is closed to out-of-state visitors on the first Saturday of every month, so plan accordingly. From the parking area, it's a short, mostly flat walk through a lush tropical landscape. Depending on how far you go on the trail, you can reach multiple waterfalls. The lower falls are pretty close to the parking area, so even if you're short on time, you can still check one off the list. If you keep going, the third waterfall is the furthest out, about a 45-minute hike each way. But it's by far the most beautiful waterfall of the three, and totally worth the effort. You can actually walk behind the waterfall, which is pretty neat. The water is cool and inviting. On most days you can swim. There's a fruit stand near the trailhead selling smoothies and snacks, which is a great way to support the farm area. By the time you hit mile marker 14, the road has already put you through a good stretch of curves. Honomanu Bay is worth the stop just for the views alone. If you go to the beach itself, just be aware the road is usually fine for cars, but conditions can change throughout the year, so just be careful. The beach is remote and stunning, with a stream that meets the ocean at the shoreline. There's no facilities here and the water can be rough, so swimming is not recommended. Take in the scenery from the shore. Just past mile marker 16, you'll find the Keanae Arboretum, and this one's definitely underrated. It's free, it's peaceful, and it's where you find some of the best rainbow eucalyptus trees on Maui. If you've never seen rainbow eucalyptus before, the name tells you everything. As the bark peels, it reveals streaks of green, blue, purple, orange, and red underneath. They're honestly one of the coolest looking trees you'll ever see. The Arboretum itself is a quiet walk through native and introduced tropical plants, with a small stream running through it. It takes maybe 20 to 30 minutes to walk through at a relaxed pace. No facilities, but the lack of crowds makes it feel like a hidden gem. Just be aware on our last visit there was definitely a lot of mosquitoes, so bringing bug spray would be a good idea. Right after the Arboretum you'll find the Keanae Peninsula. This little peninsula sticks out into the ocean, with big waves crashing against a rugged lava coastline on every side. The views out here are pretty incredible. You'll find a parking area here with plenty of space. There's also restrooms nearby. Take a few minutes to explore the coastline. Just be careful as ocean conditions here are usually extremely rough. And while you're down here, don't skip Aunty Sandy's. It's the most famous banana bread in all of Maui, and honestly it's worth a stop on its own. Just be aware there's usually a long line, and they do sell out often. Give yourself 15 to 20 minutes here and just slow down and take it all in. If you're only going to stop at one waterfall on the road to Hana, make it this one, Pua'a State Wayside Park, at mile marker 22.5. It's a perfect midpoint stop. It has a legitimate waterfall you can actually get close to, a natural pool at the base, restroom facilities, and covered picnic tables in a really nice area to sit down and relax. And the whole area has a deep green jungle overgrown look that makes it look like another world. And here's a little bonus. If you cross the bridge near the parking area, look to your left. You'll find a small trail that takes you to another waterfall that most people walk right past. It's way less crowded and totally worth a few extra steps. It can get busy in the middle of the day, so if you left early like we talked about, you'll find that it's pretty peaceful. Give yourself at least 30 to 45 minutes at this stop. If you're ready for a treat, stop at Coconut Glen's. Everything here is made from fresh coconuts, coconut milk, coconut shells, and tropical flavors you're not going to find anywhere else. Give yourself a couple minutes here before you push on to the next part of the road. Mile marker 32 brings you to one of the most unique places on the entire island, Wai'anapanapa State Park and the famous black sand beach. There's a paved pathway right next to the parking area that leads you straight down to the beach area, where you'll find a shoreline unlike anything you've ever seen. Jet black volcanic sand, meeting turquoise water with sea cliffs in the background. Photos just don't do it justice. On the right side of the beach, there's a sea cave you can actually walk into and explore. Just watch your head going in and out. On the far side of the beach, you'll find a coastal trail, which follows the lava rock coastline and gives you incredible views of the park and the surrounding shoreline. The full trail stretches for a few miles, but you don't need to hike the whole thing to make it worth it. Even a short walk out gives you amazing overlooks of the black sand beach, the sea cliffs, and the waves crashing below. One important thing to know before you go, reservations are required to enter the park. When you book your reservation, you'll be selecting a specific time slot for your entry, so make sure it lines up with where you expect to be in your day. If you show up outside your window, you risk getting turned away, so plan accordingly and don't leave this one to chance. As you pass through Hanatown, you'll have a chance to pick up snacks and refreshments from Hasegawa General Store. There's also a small but expensive gas station nearby. Just past Hanatown, the road to Hana becomes Route 31, and the mile markers begin counting down. Starting at mile marker 52, you'll find our next stop at mile marker 51. Welcome to Koki Beach. This is one of the most beautiful beaches on the island. What makes the beach stand out is its reddish sand, which comes from the nearby cinder cone. Over time, erosion broke down the volcanic rock and blended it with the shoreline, creating that deep rust color contrast against the blue ocean. It's not your typical swimming beach. Conditions here can be rough, with strong currents and powerful surf, so it's better suited for sightseeing. There's limited parking along the road, and no real facilities. It tends to be less crowded than the bigger stops. If you have a few minutes to spare, it's worth pulling over. This spot is also pretty well known for its huli chicken. It's been featured on Gordon Ramsay's TV show, which tells you everything you need to know. It's delicious. Just around the corner, you'll find our next beach, and in our opinion, one of the most beautiful on the entire island. Welcome to Hamoa Beach. Access to the beach is via a short pathway that leads down from the road. Parking can be tricky, so give yourself a little extra time at this spot. Once you arrive, the views are absolutely stunning. The beach faces the open ocean, so surf conditions can be strong, and it's important to check before getting in the water. Even if you relax on the sand for a bit and just take in the scenery, it's an unforgettable stop. After Hamoa, our journey continues towards the national park, but first, we're stopping at a beautiful waterfall right next to the road. Wailua Falls is one of those waterfalls that looks like it belongs on a postcard. It's a tall, dramatic, single-drop waterfall, and unlike some waterfalls on the road that require a hike, you can actually see this one right from the road. There's a small parking area right next to it, so it's a great spot to pull over, stretch your legs, and grab a quick photo. It's located just before Kipahulu, our next stop, so it makes a natural lead into the national park. The drive from Hanatown to the national park takes about 35 minutes one way, so it does add a bit of extra time to the journey. But it's definitely our favorite part of the whole trip, and it's worth every extra mile. This is where you'll find the famous pools of Oheo, also known as the Seven Sacred Pools, a series of freshwater pools that flow down towards the ocean. Swimming in the pools hasn't been allowed for several years, but they're beautiful to admire from a distance. The park has a visitor center staffed with rangers who can give you the lay of the land. There's clean restrooms, a small parking area, and trailheads including the Pipiwai Trail, a 4-mile round-trip hike through a bamboo forest, up to the 400-foot Waimoku Falls. That's our favorite hike on the entire island, and definitely worth it if you have the time and energy. Some people love this hike so much that they drive straight to Kipahulu first and hit all the other stops on the way back, just to make sure they have enough time here. If you're short on time, the Kuloa Point Trail is perfect. It takes you down through a forest and opens up to the waterfall and pool area. There's also a campground here. It's one of our favorite places to camp in all of Maui, if that's something you're into. Entry requires either a National Parks Pass or a fee. You don't need a reservation to enter the park. A quick note continuing past Kipahulu. The road does keep going and eventually loops back around towards Kahului, but the stretch past the park is narrow and unpaved in sections. It's also closed pretty often due to rock slides, and just the reality of being a remote road that doesn't get the same upkeep as the main route. Most rental car agreements don't allow driving on it, meaning if something goes wrong out there, you're on your own, and your insurance might not cover you. The views are beautiful, but so are the consequences of a blown tire on a remote stretch of road. Our recommendation? Turn around at the Kipahulu area, and head back the way you came. That's the road to Hana, from Twin Falls all the way out to Kipahulu. If you plan it right, leave early, book your reservation at Wai'anapanapa, and pace yourself. This is one of those days you'll be talking about for the rest of your life. If this video helped you plan your trip, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We live here on the island, so we're constantly posting new content from Maui. Mahalo for watching. If you want more adventure, be sure to watch this video next.